EDM Twitter talks. All right. So after a false start, we are back, or we are here with EDM Twitter Talks. My name is Rob. You guys know me as Rob Volver. We are doing the episode this week on OnlyFans or content creators, sex workers, all of the above, whatever label they prefer or you guys want to give them. So we blew it. I blew it the first time. So we're gonna try to do this again. We are live, and then we're gonna go for the top and do some quick introductions. So you guys can go ahead.
Well, I'm Carrington. I have been doing sex work for about the past 2 Octobers, so just over. And I just got into OnlyFans on August 24th. So I'm still kind of new to the platform, but I play around on it every single day, literally all day. And I love it so much. I love the opportunities it's given me and really the connections I've made through it.
I'm Kiki, Keek to Freak on Twitter. I've been in sex work, I want to say, truly since I was 18, but I'm new to the online stuff. OnlyFans is definitely new to me, but I've been a part of other platforms like Seeking Arrangements and other sugar daddy platforms as well. So, yeah.
Hey, I'm Rosie, Knife Girl on Twitter. I've been doing sex work for 8 years. I've sold content not on OnlyFans for like 4. I've only done OnlyFans for a couple of months now.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna lob some questions towards you guys' way. This platform and the floor is mostly yours if you guys want to talk about anything. So the first thing I want to go with is how has like EDM Twitter affected with your business?
First and foremost, the EDM community really helped me kind of fall in love with myself in ways I never have before. Boosting my confidence, and really just having so much support and encouragement from open-armed and open-minded people. And it was super important to me to have that, to just, know that I'm not alone in this. Between people who come to me for my content and other sex workers, I've just made so many amazing connections. And honestly, I haven't really received any like hate or anything from EDM Twitter for doing sex work. So yeah, it's pretty much just been an all around positive is what I've gotten.
Awesome. How about you, Kiki?
I would say same thing as Carrington. From the start, EDM Twitter's changed my life. Definitely people that have really highlighted the best parts of me in ways that I don't think I could have. They have overseen things about myself that I couldn't have possibly pinpoint without having other people understand the same things that I've been through. So that is definitely a huge highlight. But I would say mostly the connections that I've made in the women that are in this community are so strong. We're smart. We totally get each other. And sometimes we do butt heads, but overall, I think we all have the same idea that we run the world, and no one can stop us. And how dare people sexualize us before we decide to? How dare people try to choose what we should be like and how we should conform to society? And I think the EDM lifestyle has opened the floodgates to be your fucking self all the way through it. And how dare we not share our sex life with the people that have made us who we are? So that's my take on it.
I feel like for me, OnlyFans has been so new, but with like dancing and everything, everyone's been pretty chill. I had some like weird drama with a guy that worked at your EDM year before last, and like nobody came at me for being a sex worker through it, when like a lot of other people probably would have, the usual. well, you're a sex worker, so you deserve it. But like, there was none of that. Like, everyone has been really awesome, especially the women like who work in music. Like Jade, who works for G Jones. Oh my god, love her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the way more accepting community for like, you know, I don't know about you guys, but like you can go to a party and people, if they're in EDM and you say, oh, I'm a stripper, I'm a sex worker, they're like, okay, I work in finance. It's like,
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like, I'm an accountant.
it's normal. It's not like weird where like in other areas, if you say you're a sex worker, they are
Mhm.
Right.
stupid questions.
Right.
Overall, it's been positive.
It's good. So you guys think that's one of the like main reasons why there's such a like it feels like there's a larger like concentration of like sex workers in general in this community than like probably any other ones I've ever been in part of. Is it just because like the overall accepting behavior of everybody, like motivational like what's the word I'm looking for? Like their overall motivational attitudes too as well. Is that you think that's one of the reasons why?
Definitely. It really does make an impact because I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and do whatever the heck I want to do whenever the heck I want to do it. But when I have like an entire sea of people who are there supporting it, even if they're not personally interested in my content, they share it for me. And that goes to like a whole new audience that I don't have and they do. So I think it really did make a difference in kind of just like again just building my confidence and like making me feel like okay, this was my decision, but now, like I'm supported and people believe in me and like that does mean a lot.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with like all of my alerts, but somebody just gifted 5 subscribers. So thank you so much, Unstable. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you so much. You gifted 5, so I've got to go through all the animations here. So I'm super sorry. Probably should
That's
fix
good
that.
for you. That's good.
Yeah, thank you. I just know it's like clearly getting in the way of the conversation. Just giant fucking light going off like 5 times in a row. Yeah, it is. It's great. I appreciate the gifts so much. And thank you guys for tuning in, obviously, and chatting. And Otter Daddy, I really hope that you get your snowstorm preparations done. Oh, I forgot. I thought you lived in like a warmer climate. Like, you guys get snow ever? Are you guys getting like an inch? You guys are freaking out? What's going on over there? No, it's okay. So don't feel bad. You helped me a lot. But yeah, so do you guys have anything to add to that? Like, why do you think there's such a like a higher concentration of like sex workers in our community overall?
I would say they see us naked already, so why not make capital?
Facts. Yeah.
Period.
Way more normalized. Like of all my years of dancing, sex workers are everywhere, but they can't be out everywhere.
Right.
You know, I have escorted with girls who no one has any idea. Whereas like you can be like, yeah, I did this, and everyone's like, all right, sick.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and I think also like same thing as I was saying, like they already see us and they already know us and they know that they're our friends and they love us and they want to support us, and you know we're already there doing it, so like how dare we not? They're sitting up there for free, bitch.
Right? literally
So yeah,
how overall, like, do you guys feel like safe being like yourselves and like bring that out in the community more than anything? Like, do you ever get any shit overall on the internet, or is it just like pretty much squelched by you guys' like other community as well, like your personal community?
I kind of what Kiki was saying, like a lot of my like the photo shoots I do, I'm wearing things that I would wear to a rave or wear to a festival. So it's really not any different. Anytime that I've kind of received hate online, as a lot of other sex workers do, the whole sea of EDM community, like they will come to your rescue and like absolutely will conquer any doubts you may have because some stranger online is telling you to have those. So really, I mean, granted, there's always going to be hate for something, whether it's because they hate what you do, or they love what you do and hate that they can't do it, or you know what I mean? There's always going to be hate, but at the end of the day, you just got to do what you got to do, and people are going to be there and support you regardless, especially in the EDM community.
So I would say counterintuitive to that, when you're the bigger side of that version, as you guys are already well aware, it's been honestly the last 3 to 4 years that plus size women have really decided to open up in the EDM community, regardless of what people think about them. And I'm one of those. I've been raving since 2010. It's something that really has taken me a long time to take the furries off, put the thigh high boots on, and just be naked and be comfortable with that. And I think it's been more accepting in the last couple of years in the community because people have realized we're human and we are all we have. So how dare us not accept each other and just move on. And I think millennials as well as Gen Z really see that side. And I think right now the strongest part of our community is those ranges. So it does play into your audience. I don't want to say audience because they're our friends, but they're our audience. So, and especially for people who are making capital off your audience, you have to really secure the right one to really make money off of this. And it's not something that a lot of people can just do overnight. And I think with Carrington, she's worked really hard with where she's at. I don't know much about you, but I'm so excited to learn. But I know I've seen Carrington start and seen her really grow so fast because she's interesting and inviting and she's different and she tries things. And I think on my end, I do and try and do the same, but I think society's vision of their beauty aspects are a little different. So whereas she gets a ton of support, I get unfollowed and blocked and rude DMs and discredited because yes, I may be good at this, and this, but because I post pictures of myself comfortably naked, I'm this, and this, and I'm not the same as Carrington because she's got this, and this. You know what I'm saying? Not discrediting Carrington because I know she's worked her ass off, so I see it, but you know what I'm saying? So my audience is something that I've had to build off of, not the EDM community, off of a community that I've had to use Reddit and Whisper and, seeking arrangements and all these other different apps that are draining my income, but also have made me really accept the fact that there are people who want me, but it may not be that in that community. But I also think our community is growing so fast that it is starting to be a little bit more inviting. So I can't say no. I'm in the middle because again, I hate it, but our community is growing so fast. And there's a lot more different aspects of beauty that are growing faster and faster. So that's my side of it.
The money I've made online, online's such a small part of like all the sex work I've done. I agree. Like my base is not coming from EDM Twitter. Like I'm not like big on EDM Twitter. Like I talk a lot of shit, and then and I everyone and I like don't engage, especially after a couple of years. Like after all the drama with the EDM stuff, like that shit sucked, and like having that all blow up with like Chase making that tweet and then like Max. So yeah, like everyone's nice, but like that's not where any of my money comes really, except like the few people in the industry that follow my OnlyFans and didn't choose a different name. So like I know who it is. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And like
I got a few of those.
You can name, but now I know that you're looking at me naked. All right, whatever.
Yeah, that's actually like a really interesting thing too, as because I struggle with that. Like I am like a really friendly person. Like I want to be friends with like everybody, but like I want to also support your business. But I also like know like supporting OnlyFans as a business is also like annoys like a large portion of like an average following. Like I want to. There's gotta like. And I know, like, I've seen this conversation before. Like, you're like, oh, can you guys use hashtags? And it's like, well, not really, because then it's super easy to find those hashtags and squelch their reach, and like stuff. So
Shadow ban.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's like lots of weird caveats, and like you're like, it's basically you guys are doing what you have to do to increase your engagement and your following and get paid and do your thing and find your audience, but that and like there's such a weird portion, not a weird portion, but there's such a big portion of, I feel like, just people who like support you guys that don't know how to support you guys without A, like alienating your friendship, or B, alienating their followers. And do you guys have any other solutions or anything you can say to like people like that?
Kind of a couple different. I have actually had like real life friends who have unfollowed me, because they just, whether or not they agree with what I'm doing, they just don't want to see it on their timeline.
Right.
And your timeline is literally what you make it. So I don't take it personally, really, when people do unfollow me, because if you don't want to see my content, then that's that. But at the same time, if you look at it, like, you would never tell a DJ to stop sharing their music because you don't like that genre, or you wouldn't tell an artist to stop painting portraits of trees because you hate trees. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you would,
Who
you
hates
would
trees?
never, and that's what I'm saying exactly. So I think it kind of starts with ending the stigma of like a naked body. It's just like that's offensive. Like, we're literally born naked. You know what I mean? Like, this is my pure self in my purest form, is when I take my clothes off and I get in front of that camera and I can just be myself. So I think it's ultimately kind of just changing the wiring of how people look at nudity. And I guess, like I said, if you don't want to see it on your timeline, I totally understand. But at the same time, it is my business and it is how I make my money. It is my full-time job. So I'm not going to stop, just because there's a large amount of people who want me to. Again, they'll just have to form their timeline to what they like. And if that's not me,
Unfollow.
unfollow. Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
That's the best compliment. Unfollow.
Literally, yeah. I'm like,
I mean,
I don't take it personally. Like, I get it, but at the same time, bye. You know, your audience, like, you know, can use it like you're our friends, but at the same time, it is our audience. And if your audience doesn't want to see that, then I understand. Then that's not the audience for me. To each their own.
Anybody else?
yeah, and I would say I think it's different for different platforms. I know the other day I was on Facebook, and don't fucking come for me, but I was on Facebook and I saw one of my friends that I've never seen her naked, or I've never seen her post anything like she's selling pics, anything. She just like posted herself naked, and I don't know how Facebook kept that up, but it was up there, and I was like kind of taken aback, because I think on Twitter the idea behind it is everyone's already so fully out there, but with Facebook there is that conservative stigma, and they do eventually catch it and delete it because they don't want that on their platform. And the comments underneath her picture, I didn't never commented. I just liked the picture because obviously I'm a hoe, so whatever. But the comments underneath it were kind of like, this is kind of like wearing a trench coat and flashing children in a park. And I was like taken aback by that, because I'm like, I get it, because Facebook is the more conservative app where radical people do radical shit. But like, I wasn't expecting to see her on that level when I follow her on different other apps. And like, she would never post that on Instagram, or she would never post that on Twitter, but she posted it on Facebook, and people just like took it and ran with it. And I had to take a step back and be like, do people do that to me when they see it on my Twitter page? You know what I'm saying? Do they go, oh, fuck, bitch, ew, you know? Like, what? But then I really had to zone in on, I've mastered the art of not giving a fuck. It's a little different for me. And again, my capital isn't on my EDM audience, because truly I think the people that follow me only follow me because I'm consistent on other subjects besides this one, and I think many people know that, but this is definitely one that I fight for because there is a different audience between us three. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to go to 7 different apps to find my audience, to find BBW lovers, and to find plus size findom. You know, like I'm plus fat feet lovers. You know, I mean, I had to be very specific with my audience, and I couldn't do that through EDM Twitter because while they don't judge me, they definitely don't. My audience there is different because the community means different to me in that retrospect, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I totally understand.
I'm there for a different purpose because I've been a part of the community and seen it change overnight, literally overnight.
Yeah.
And I protect it in a different way than the sex community, but it does have so much to do with it because we love each other. And love is a part of OnlyFans for sure. You have to love someone to follow them and buy their shit. Duh.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think it all ties. But that's my aspect, so.
See, I made a completely different Twitter when I first started OnlyFans, but a lot of my normal Twitter is also like animal behavioral stuff. So I wanted
that.
Yes.
because like I do that as well. Like I wanted to just keep like a clear like some people follow me for my like behavioral conversations, and I wanted to keep that and also be like, but if you want to see my boobs,
yeah.
But if you want to see my titties.
And I like knew that I wasn't the followers I have on my personal Twitter, I knew they weren't gonna convert really into fans, and like the people that did convert, you know, like I posted like this is my new Twitter, and I still will, you know, go back and forth a little bit, but yeah, I knew overall that those people weren't my audience. I was like, I'd rather just start from scratch and keep everything separate. It's just so much easier for me. And like, yeah, people are shitty, but people are shitty about everything.
Yeah.
Literally
like
anything.
With me about somebody argued with me about dog training yesterday. Like I just block them. Like I don't.
Like I'm a different kind of trainer.
Literally.
You're dumb. Like bye. I don't.
No, for real. It's like I'm
fine.
fully one of those people who's like, if you don't like it, unfucking follow me. Like I don't know what else you expect me to do.
100%.
Yeah.
Leave me.
Like I'm not gonna miss you. I wasn't following you, so it's fine. Bye.
Yeah. My block list on both my Twitters is so long.
But see, I don't block them; they block me.
Oh,
and I love that because I want to see what
it makes it so much easier. You have to do any of the work, right?
Exactly.
I just feel like kind of a bad guy when I block somebody. I'm like, I just can't read your shit anymore. Like I'm just like I've tried so hard to like not surround myself with an echo chamber, but sometimes it's just like you're the worst, and I can't do this anymore.
Well, I think people confuse the difference in like calling people out and like, you know, holding people accountable. I think people there's a fine line, and I think it's caused a lot of ruckus in our community for sure.
Definitely.
People are like, you're so drama. You're like, no, this bitch is clearly crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, being racist. Like we need to call them out, or they're being like horophobic. Like
exactly.
Horophobic. Fatophobic too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That one's the worst. I think that's another reason why I don't add it in my audience, because I don't think my audience is fatophobic. I think obviously our community is super inviting, but there are brands, communities, and other things who have made it a sole purpose to not include everyone. And I think that's a sole subject, especially for sex workers. I know like Savage Fenty is a huge one for us because Brianna got it all. But like there's a lot of brands who just don't, they close the book at large, and then I'm stuck with things that don't fit me because no one wants to try to fit me, you know. And then if I try to order small business, it's like, you know, thousands. Yeah. I've literally paid $1,000 for an outfit before. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And then when I got it, it still didn't fit. And I had to do my own sewing to make it fit. So like I literally had to make my own corset to make it fit. Like I took a piece of that corset and another piece, like, you know. So I think it ties into sex work as well, because it is hard for people to want to idealize the sex with you if they can't see you in other things.
Yeah.
And so I don't post as often as I would like, because I don't have a lot of outfits to post in, and
Right.
you know,
so that
they
obviously
want that
affects your business
visual.
too. And so much of that, like there's like, so what I like so much about our like community, especially EDM Twitter Talks, one of the reasons why I start this is like, obviously the music's really important, but there's all these other small businesses that kind of revolve around everything. And like it's all symbiotic relationships. And like, obviously like a lot of people who make rave fits are also the same people who would like make outfits for your content as well. And you bring up a really good point. We kind of touched on this in, I think, in the second episode that we did, where they just don't really do a good job, like small businesses, or like don't really do a good job making outfits for all sizes, and they really focus on one specific, you know, size and consumer, and it does really alienate. And I think it's not only does it alienate, I feel like it just doesn't, like there's like a weird, like, how are you profitable only focusing on one group of people, right? Like that's got to be a strange thing. But you can go ahead and touch on that.
I'll put some facts out there just because I know them off the top of my head. 51% of women in the US are the sizes of 14 to 22. So please tell me you're not losing profit there.
For sure.
By not including every fucking size.
Right.
All you have to do is go to a 3X, and if they want something besides that, it's a custom order.
Yeah.
I mean, it is still not totally including everything, but it is showing that I see you.
You're
and
giving
if you
effort.
want me to include you even more, here's what I can do to extend the extra hand. I've had small businesses, I've given them exact measurements. I've given them exactly what they need. They're like, okay, cool, I got this. And then 3 months later, I get a text message, your order's been canceled. And then it's like, I couldn't quite get your measurements right. And I'm like, no, you didn't try. You just saw that it was a lot of fabric and you were going to lose profit. And you would rather charge me $90 instead of the $55 that it cost to make the custom order, when you could have just had it. And the thing with me, and I'm not going to say specific brands, but there are bigger EDM brands that do carry specific sizes, but I'm getting a mesh t-shirt and like a wraparound skirt with a tie.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the corset and the cute bottoms, and you know, so it all ties in. It really does.
It does.
It sucks. Cause now I try to sew. I order clothes, and when I get them, I end up customizing them to my liking, because they just don't do it for me. Like I've completely configured different outfits just to try to feel sexy in the fucking clothes that they make, and just, you know what I'm saying? So, and I really try to shop small, but again, 3 months later, I'm getting a text when I needed it 2 weekends prior. And sometimes I will even be like, oh, I have to go to this drive-in, or before COVID, I have to go to this before. So let me try to order it 3 months before in February, so that I have, then that 3 months later comes along, it's May, and they're like, hey, I couldn't, whatever. And I'm like, it's next week. I'm supposed to leave next week, you know?
Right.
So it ties.
And that's such a weird, it's such a weird thing too, because we have such powerful word of mouth. Like just between like the three of you guys, I mean, you all have platforms. You were all tagged on my post, and I'm a smaller creator too. And so like you guys were all tagged by posts by a group, like by other people, which means you have reach and people that care. So if you are saying like, this brand is good, this brand takes care of me, that's word of mouth. That's automatically going to make them money. So not only are they losing money on an individual, and they're also losing on the good graces that they could possibly have. I find it very strange that, and kind of, I don't know, obviously they run their own businesses, they can make their own decisions. But like, but at the same time, I find it has to be out of prejudice, or just not paying attention to like the economy that's here. Because if like you gave those statistics, and that can't be a statistic, it's easy to find. You can Google that. How many people are this size? you should easily be able to like, you should just make those more of those. Like if you're serious about your business and you're serious about inclusivity, which is such a big part of our community, then you just need to do better. Like that's how I feel about it. Like,
Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
no,
but,
yeah, of course.
One of the main things that I've run into businesses saying, one is, well, we have this size, and if we make enough money, then we'll extend our sizes. But I'm like, if
Doesn't
you would have
work
just
that way.
started from the very beginning with
Just
X, Y,
doing
and Z,
then
then you wouldn't have had to try to prioritize profiting in making more money off of extended sizes. If you would have just extended the sizes from the jump, you would have
Right.
made as much money. And that's why a lot of people hate on I'm not even gonna say their name, but DK, because they've done a lot of really shitty things, but they carry every single outfit all the way to 3X. So
Yeah.
how could I not see the vest that you two are wearing and be like, oh, I have to have that. And then I
Yeah.
go and bam, it's there.
Yeah.
But then if I go to IHR or anything like that and I scroll through them and I got a mesh t-shirt and a wraparound skirt with a tie,
Yeah.
or like something that is expandable because they didn't have to put thought into it.
Right.
That's what I get. Like that's what it would be. So it's and then I think also even though they try to argue that they're going to add these sizes to it, they still think that people aren't going to let them profit off of those sizes because they're getting backlash from, say, investors because this doesn't look like this and she doesn't look like her and this doesn't fit her and we're going to use the same model for this and the same, and it's so scattered because there's so many brands that are losing so much money just because they want to remain and save face.
Yeah.
And that's not what makes your business. What makes your business is the heartbeat of it. And we're hungry and we eat. We're people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
And
what did you
that
want?
ties into like kind
And-
of economics too. Like it's like the thank you economy. Like if you treat me well, I'm going to tell all my friends you treat me well, and then it's going to continue and go from there. And you guys are all like business people too. Like you all run your own small business, and I understand this too. If you take care of the people that are taken care of, they will tell other people. Like that's just the way
Exactly.
business works.
Yep.
And like
especially with small businesses, is truly, I mean, the internet and whatever, but word of mouth is literally how you
Yep.
get your business. That
Yep.
is what you're aiming for, is for me and you and her and him and they to go tell their friends that this company freaking rocks. And
Yeah.
they made things that worked for me, and they will do the same for you. And that is so important, especially when it comes to small businesses.
yeah, the fact that they don't see the small, like the less, the fact that they don't see the smaller, the very marginal less profit that they don't make off of using more materials or whatever as just customer acquisition cost is like the dumbest thing in the world to me. And I think more people need to do better.
I can actually tell you the number of waste that they use per company because I've done the research. I don't want to say who, but this specific company alone that is a very popular ravewear brand has lost, and this is from somebody that works there, has lost over 3,000 pounds of fabric that they've just thrown away instead of using to make a plus size top or a plus size skirt or
Definitely.
add this and that and this to that. You know what I'm saying? And then also I've had ravewear brands. I'd be like, oh, this is so cute. I wish it was this in this size. And then be like, well, you don't have to shop here.
That's so rude.
That's what
And I
What?
won't say who, but I've had literally people, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this outfit's so cute. I really wanted to wear it. And I'd be like, it's brave that you're coming out with clothing without having plus size. And they'd be like, well, you don't have to wear our brand.
That's
What
so
in the
like-
world?
Yeah, you should definitely
I'm
let me
like,
know who that is,
what?
so I don't make sure we don't support them.
I know, literally. Yeah.
I got
Well,
the
and that's the thing
screenshots.
too,
I don't
is
want to air people out, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I
It
think
does happen.
it's really important that you are sharing this, because if
People don't know.
like, people don't know, and if I don't know, what happens if I go and buy something and then I tell my
And
audience?
you have.
This
The thing
a
is,
company-
I've seen you wear them frequently, and I
Oh.
can't. There's nothing that I can do because I've already been attacked several times from voicing my That's the
Mhm.
thing. Look, people want to point us out as problem starters, but like
But
we
people
want to
need to
address everything
know.
because this is a community that's so beautiful. How dare we fuck it up by just
Yeah.
not being inviting for all of us, and that includes sex work. And I think
100%.
those brands could profit off of these girls who are literally having people pay to see them in these fucking
In
outfits.
that, exactly.
You know what I'm
Rosie,
saying? And I'm like, why would you be like that when I would pay $150 for the outfit. I would.
For
Yeah.
sure.
But for
Okay.
you to be like, you don't have to fucking shop here. Why
The-
would I
yeah.
would I fucking ever try again?
Try
You know what
again.
I'm saying?
100%.
It's like, it really is like that. And there's been like some racial issues in different brands as well. So it all ties into sex work. It sucks.
It really does.
yeah,
sucks.
I would really support. I mean, if you made like, I don't know, like a list or something that where we knew who like were like brands that were supportive instead of maybe going the other direction, I would definitely share the fuck out of that list and make sure
That
people
too,
know.
and that's
Well,
super.
I'll just air them
cool.
out.
Yeah, you can do that
because
too.
I'm kind of over
Either
it.
way, like both. I whatever
100%.
makes sure that we are supporting people that deserve to be supported and not the not the assholes. That's one of the reasons why I want to do this type of thing, because obviously you feel frustrated enough that you don't want to keep tweeting about it every 10 seconds that these people are screwing
It
you
feels
over.
like, I feel like I'm annoying people because it is something every day. It literally is.
Yeah.
Like, it's something every day. Like, I just want to shop. I don't understand why it's so hard for me to just fucking buy something without it being a huge bomb
Ordeal.
of me being a shit person because I shop there or because they've done things to me that makes me not capable of shopping there when they only carry when they have plus size or they have, you know, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a mixture of bullshit because people are so stuck in this mindset of this is what you have to look like to sell our shit. And this is
Yeah.
what you have to be like to sell your body, and to be representing in our clothes, you have to look like this for your OnlyFans, you know?
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's so annoying.
I would literally at those people be like, stop fucking up my homie's bag. I hate this shit.
Dude, literally. 100%.
Well, the one that told me not to shop there before, and many people have messaged me being like, we're not going to after this conversation, is Rave Mi Gente. That girl, she handles her business in a interesting way. And I'm sure you guys already know IHR is a huge part of that for sure.
Oh, yeah,
And I've
for
already
sure.
said DK. There's a couple of others that I don't want to air out because I think they have personal things going on that's made them have to make a decision that they made. So I don't want to do anything without getting the full, story. But
Yeah.
those are the ones that I for sure have screenshots of them just being fucking assholes.
Damn.
And it sucks because like some of them make such cute things, and I'm just like, girl, I work doubles to buy this outfit to shake my ass.
Literally.
What are you doing? Why are you disrespecting me?
For real. And it's important too, especially with like small brands in the EDM community. We're sex workers, so our audience is not just EDM. We
Right.
have hundreds of other audiences that don't even know what EDM is. So it's like, if you work with us, we're gonna work the fuck with you.
That's
You know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
saying.
And we're gonna show so many people outside of just the people you know and just people who like the same music as you what you can do. And if you can't do that, then you're shit out of luck.
Yeah. And like it goes against everything that our community stands for.
Always.
It 100% does, because we're supposed to be we're supposed to be solely accepted in whatever form we come in without having any kind of judgment, and to have people be like, no, we're not going to make your shit because you're this or because you're this, it's like a slap in the face for, I don't really believe in plur, but like the plur of it all.
For sure.
Yeah.
Especially for rave wear specifically brands, which most of us use for our sex work. Like, we really do everything almost.
Everything,
like strippers, for sure. Like if you go to Electric Boutique here, I go to Electric Boutique every week and they have plus size there. And I'm like, in-person shopping.
Yeah, right.
I don't have to buy it online because it's in person, bitch. So yeah, it's important. It really is. It all ties in.
Yeah.
What are what are some like other platforms that you guys are on that you support that you or yeah, some others that you support that people like want to find you at would that or like want to support you more would go to that's not just um like just Twitter. Like what are some other platforms besides that even like some for discovery, not just for like monetization that you tell either other sex workers to go on or for more of your fans to like follow you on?
My main is Twitter. It's pretty much the only one that I do like promote myself on every single day. I like Snapchat because I can control it. I can see exactly who looks at it, who screenshots it, who does this and that. I haven't gotten deep into it, but I hear that Reddit and one of y'all mentioned I think Kiki, right?
Yeah.
Mentioned Reddit.
I'll
So I'm
explain.
gonna pass it because honestly Twitter is my biggest. It's really the only one that I'm full blown into. So I'm gonna pass it on over.
So I've mastered the art of multiple apps. I have a page called All My Links that have 11 different links to 11 different apps that I use.
Damn, that's dope.
And I have to use that many because I do have to seek a different audience than Twitter and than just the regular seeing eye because the beauty standard is different depending on each app that you use. For my main focus is Twitter, but I do make quite a bit off of Reddit because there are specific threads dedicated to my specific body type and race and what I enjoy to do and what I'm wearing, and even down to my toe and feet size, down to what color hair I have and what I'm into and what type of situation I'm involved in, and those type of things are all different. So I would say Twitter, Reddit, Whisper, Instagram, Snapchat. I use WhatsApp, Kick, and I think a couple of other ones where I can have personal conversations for extra money. Obviously, OnlyFans, Stars, Advin, and I think I'm also still a part of UK Findom. I could be wrong. Panther, Sex Panther, my videos, and like a few
That's a
other
lot of
Damn,
apps.
I'm gonna rewatch this, taking fucking notes.
Yeah.
Like, okay, bitch, you're doing half the shit you should be doing right
And
now.
the sad part is all of them are priced pretty low, and I still don't make nearly what you would think I would make. And I am posting frequently and on Twitter frequently, and but now Instagram has decided that they don't like sex workers and you can't promote any links. So
Literally.
I
I heard
have
about that.
now mastered using my Instagram to post a picture and then add a link to all my links instead of personally tagging OnlyFans itself, so I don't get kicked off. But I've still now gotten a couple of pictures flagged, so I think people are reporting mine. So I might have to say goodbye to Instagram.
Yeah, mine just keep getting deleted over and over again. I'm like, somebody's gotta be reporting me.
Someone's a fucking asshole.
Exactly. Yeah. Literally, I'm like, all right.
I think it's the algorithm though, because I've posted shit on my story and it's less than like I can post
Yeah,
shit-
that's where I post my links for sure, is on my story. I don't post them on my actual thread.
So I'll post like a picture and I'll literally put follow me on or find me on OnlyFans, but I'll use different like letters and shit and it gets deleted. Like
Really?
I've taken like a fat break from online sex work because I honestly hate it. But
It sucks so bad. It's so much different to do it in person because you can already tell what they want in person rather than having to like figure it out and decide if you're going to go through with whatever it is they want or whatever it is they're buying.
they want to spend the least for the most. Like the last private party I did, I'm not gonna say how much money I made, but like I had like one escort client and like a bunch of other people who wanted like on the edge, like not a lot in the strip club, but not quite, I wouldn't call it escort stuff. Those guys are fucking great. Like, and they have them right there and you're naked and you're like, okay, I got the lube, I got this. Like, whereas like on OnlyFans and stuff, I feel like now there's so many doing it, which is like not a bad thing. Like everyone should be able to make their money, but there's so many people that it's
The
like,
competition's definitely bigger.
yeah, if
Mhm.
I'm not willing to show you me fisting my asshole for $3, but like you know what I'm
Yes.
about. Like guys want so much for so like going from like
They're a
8.
psycho. They're literally
Yeah.
psycho. Like some of them, I've dead ass had someone ask me to fart on camera for $200.
Dude, people,
I mean,
honestly, like, literally, there's some weird shit.
I mean, I did it because, period. But
club is just like in person. It's just so much easier to like. I can sit down with a guy and know within 10 minutes if he's gonna spend money.
right.
Yeah.
And like even so at my club, now that I've worked forever because I'm broken, but my club, you get how much do I make from lap dances? I make $25 per lap dance. So that's
Yeah.
$20 in 3 minutes. Like you can't even get to subscribe to your OnlyFans for $25 for the month.
No, literally. That's so true.
To, like fuck myself on camera for you for like no.
Mhm.
These
Yeah,
men-
my in-persons are somewhat like that. Mine are more like I'm on the dom side of things, so I get paid to kick people in the nuts.
too. Hard fun though.
Yeah, no, they really are like that. Like I've had I think the highest I've had someone spend is 500 for me to kick them in the nuts. And I
Nice.
literally would just meet them at the gas station, film it, kick them in the nuts, make them count it out in
That's
my hand,
amazing.
and then that's it. Just walk off.
Hell yeah.
That's fucking dope, actually.
That's so
much-
literally so
But like if I were to try to do that online, be like someone DM me and I'll send a video of you getting your nuts kicked. No, it's like not. I mean, I know girls that actually make money off of their feet videos of them doing that, but like I have more in-person interactions because I've already had the audience of like Findom and Sugar Daddies and stuff like that. So for my in-person interactions, somewhat similar, I know what they want already, so I don't have to like really try to be like subscribe to my link, you know. I can just
Yeah.
say Buster and then
Yeah. And at the strip club, it's like my club we have like lap dances, we have like one area for private rooms, and then we have the really expensive private room. So it's like you're like, okay, do you want a lap dance? What do you want? So like, okay, if a guy gets one lap dance, sorry, you're not getting that much effort. If the guy gets the room $800
yeah.
champagne with you, like the money is already there. Like on OnlyFans, I feel like you have to put in the work before the money is at the strip club.
pay
You-
per message,
Start
all
with-
that.
Yeah. Like the constant like needing to promote on Twitter and like you said, like you have to go to Reddit. I'm in a group chat with a lot of other sex workers and a lot of them are plus size and it's bullshit. Like they have to do the same, like they have to do the most and like they're
Fucking sucks.
immaculate, but they're not making as much as the like skinny girl with the fake tits and the big ass that is like influencer just because like
Or
it's
not even that, like people who are just popular on one specific platform, all you have to do is be like, here's my OnlyFans, and all of a sudden they've made like 10 grand overnight.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
10,000 people for $1 decided
Exactly.
to.
right.
And then I'm working 5 months to make like 1,000, you know.
I'm
Which
with
is
you.
fine. Like it's fine. I'm not. If I was using it for my main source of income, I would be devastated. But like, it is definitely something that I know is gonna manifest into something bigger. So I'm just taking my time with it because I know when it does take off.
That's it.
Yeah, and that's so like that's the thing too. It's like everybody has like a marketing strategy for everything for their specific content for who they are, right? Like obviously you have to connect with your specific audience, and like everybody has something like when I saw Carrington blow up on Twitter is when people like were like with like the what is it not truly the fucking White Claw
Oh, my
shit.
White Claw video.
She was getting like and the thing she was getting a lot of hate, but the hate was getting a lot of her like getting her so much engagement because that's the way Twitter works.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be good engagement, it just has to be engagement, and then it snowballs on top of that, and then be able to take advantage of that and turn that into a business was like. It's weird. I want to do like an episode on this eventually too, but like the influencer stuff is like some of those people just kind of like some of it's planned. Some of it's just like taking advantage of a situation. Some of it's like it is really interesting. And I want to touch that with you a little bit, Carrington, because like you have like a different situation. Like obviously Kiki's like has to like grind it out, and you obviously have to grind it out too. But you're like, I look at your stuff, and when I look at your stuff, you do things that I see marketers tell me to do. Like, and so like you're like a really good marketer, and people don't respect.
They're like, show your nipples on camera.
Yeah. I get banned for that on this platform, so I can't do that. Or I would, but that's probably why I'm gonna start a Patreon too, you know, because that's what they tell me to do also. But like,
did have one.
but anyway, I want to talk to you about that. Like, how is your, like, what's your mentality going in for your marketing? Because you're a really good marketer, and like that's just the truth.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
So obviously the whole White Claw thing blew up. I was literally getting hate in languages I had to translate. And I received a lot of hate before I received the love. But once I received the love, it literally didn't stop. And of course I went from like 1,000 followers to over 20,000. I literally was, to be honest, I blacked out and I posted that video on Twitter. And I woke up, I straight up woke up the next day. I couldn't even scroll. And I was like, what the, I looked at my mom and I was like, what the fuck did I do last night? Like, what is happening? So it literally, it definitely did happen. I feel very blessed that it did happen overnight for me. And I wasn't a sex worker at the time that it went viral.
Right.
So then when I did put out there, when I started sex work, I actually lost, in the last couple of months,
followers.
I've lost like 5,000 followers, literally in like 3-4 months. Because people followed me for chugging White Claw and smoking weed on camera. But then they saw my titties and they just fucking hated it.
That's why I draw the
You know what I
line.
mean?
They're like, we don't
I
wanna
draw
see
the
this.
line. You know what I mean? So
How
I
dare you?
literally, exactly. So like, I definitely feel blessed to have had the EDM community literally come as like my freaking battle army and, you know, and take down everyone for me. But when it came to the sex work, it's still, I really do it. When I first did it, it was instant money. It was I just put it out there. I had 2 pictures posted and it blew up. Now that I'm months in though, it literally is work every single day. Some days I literally go and I don't make any money, regardless of me having 20,000 followers. So it does go hand in hand for a very short amount of time. And then you really just have to prove yourself because people are like, okay, well, there's a lot of stuff that I don't do online. So me personally, it's Erica actually said this once. It's more like it's more Playboy than it is Hustler on my OnlyFans. So it's a lot more just photos, videos of me cooking naked, and like I just kind of fuck around on it. So I guess I really do feel blessed for that. But I don't know. I do still have to work really hard at it. The way I market, honestly, sometimes I just look for hate. I look for hate, and I
was
take
about to say
advantage
that.
of it.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Literally, it always is. I Twitter search OnlyFans bitch on a regular basis, and I look for people talking shit about what I do, and then I turn it into, well, this is why you should get into what I do. This is why you should look at what I do. This is why this person's talking shit about what I do. And also, Nick helps me a lot on marketing. He's a freaking god at it. So the two of us kind of work together, and we just find different ways. It's one thing to just post, hey, go follow my OnlyFans. It's another to be like, this person's talking shit about OnlyFans. Let me tell you why it fucking rocks. You know what I mean? So like, exactly. Let me draw it when Paz went out and said his stupid shit about fake jobs. I would immediately.
Oh,
the
yeah.
first thing
That was
I
the best
thought
thing that
of-
ever happened to you guys.
The
Yeah.
first thing I thought of was I'm
All
going
thoughts
to
in
use
your
this to my advantage. Fuck him for saying it, but thank you for saying it. So it's
All
kind of
bodies are good bodies.
all
and
bodies are
really,
good bodies. Exactly. So I kind of not only just hate to, but I kind of just I try to find things, not necessarily that other people haven't done, but that I just haven't seen a lot of. And I do that by I just study. I guess I follow a lot of other sex workers and I study it a lot. And I kind of I look at what 5 people do and then I take a little piece of each of those 5 and I put it together. And then I have another market, more marketing I never even thought of on my own. So it's kind of just like looking for things that other people don't and just literally keeping your eyes open. And like, honestly, I spend a stupid amount of freaking time on Twitter. And
Tarantine, I think
it's
also you have a
Mhm.
partner that is so willing to commit to promoting and adding
Mhm.
and doing a lot to make sure that you are trying new things and doing different things. I
Mhm.
think he has a lot to play into the different ideas that that you have.
No, for
I
sure.
think
He definitely
since
does.
he's been since I know he wasn't a part of it when you first started, but he has
Mhm.
now become a part of it regularly. I think that ties
Mhm.
into it a lot to have a partner that has an audience as well that's willing to share
Mhm.
both of you inside and out, literally.
Exactly. Yes.
Like
Literally. It
that
it is.
helps too.
Yeah, I actually so I started my OnlyFans like March of last year. And I was big into it. But I kind of lost it. I don't know, I just lost it. And then I started dating Nick. And he was literally the person who was texting me every single day. Get your ass up, do this, market
Oh
this, take
yes.
photos now. Like he was like he encouraged me and inspired me to become this sex worker I literally never knew that I could be. And I
Yeah.
think you don't need a partner, but I need mine. Because he really does do
You
do
have a good
everything.
balance, I think.
Yeah. And he started our couples OnlyFans and he actually runs that. And honestly, it just brings us so much closer together. Like we get so many messages just from like other couples and other people who are like, this really inspired us to come out of our comfort zone and like show the world who we are because you're not afraid to show the world who you are. And I think it's just really important. I do agree with you. He's my freaking rock. I love him.
I only added him because I think he's become more prominent in your regular posting. So, I
Yeah.
see him a lot
And
on yours.
he like went to college in marketing and he literally knows what the hell he's talking about. So like
Oh,
the whole marketing is yeah, he's teaching me. I learn his lessons and I roll with him.
I was gonna
like
say I
each
knew like
one.
when I see you do certain things. I was like, man, you either took marketing school or you listened to somebody, and now I know who it
Yeah.
is.
That's him. That's
That's
literally
kind of
him.
I think that's why I mentioned him because I feel like I've seen some of his posts too, and they're very like uniform. And I think yours kind of
Yeah.
coincide with that. And it feels like he kind of like has been like, here's what you do if you want to go this picture to
Hmm.
rise in this picture. And I think
Yeah.
literally like I feel like one of the first videos I saw had gotten the most out of like one of your regular ones because it was like so different
Hmm.
than your normal thing that it like was
Yeah.
way it like blew up so fast. I think it had like a lot to tie in. Not again, not discrediting you. Of course, your
No,
content's
one hundred
bomb.
percent.
But
He's
like, I
literally
saw
yeah.
one post that I was like, "Holy shit! Like this is like it for her. Like this is like where her shit goes to the next level. Is like right here
Hmm.
because it. I don't remember specifically how you worded it, but it was like enough. I mean, you had like 20,000 likes
Hmm.
just alone. And I'm not sure how many retweets, but I was like, she's clearly onto something with this specific way she's
Hmm.
doing this specific format too. And that's another thing. Our formats are very specific on how we grow and things like that. So for sure.
100%. Yeah, it definitely he broadens my horizons on the whole marketing thing. I kind of like to take a funny take to things. I feel
You
like if
do.
people,
I
yeah,
love
right?
it.
Because
Like I
sex
feel
doesn't
like I
always have to
have,
be super
thank you.
serious.
No, some people really enjoy
Exactly.
like a more personal sexual experience, and that is the funny part of
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
It is the awkward
exactly.
side of things.
Mhm. And that's why I tell people, like honestly, my biggest advice for like somebody who's thinking they want to do content is like do everything naked and take pictures of it. Water your plants naked. Shave your legs, make a time lapse of it.
That's so true.
Literally do everything naked and just see yourself in ways that you've never seen yourself before and love that. And then share that with people, and people will be like, oh my God, she's never done that before. She's never been this comfortable before. And they love that. They love the personal side of it. So it's not just like on my OnlyFans, like my car broke down one time and I literally put it out there. I was like, I'm literally sitting in an auto body shop right now, spending my whole day, and I need your help to get out of this. And people love helping. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's just taking
Especially
a
in our
different
community.
approach. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's just like, take everything that you're doing now, but twist it, make it funny, make it this way, make it that way, and just like be different. And don't be afraid to be different. Even if I'll share some stuff and I'll get 5 likes, but guess what? Those 5 motherfuckers subscribe to me. So that's more than I could have gotten on a post that got 1,000 likes from just people who were like, oh, she looks cute. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it really does just kind of be funny with it and change your words, and yeah, it'll get you somewhere.
I know we talked a little bit about it, but I know specifically we interacted a little bit on Twitter, Rosie, that you wanted to talk more about like the in-person sex work and stuff like that. Do you have anything you want to add specifically, or do you have something that's on your mind you want to talk about?
It's just, I think the thing about it is it's so completely different. Like, I'm not discrediting OnlyFans, but like, there's such a big difference between like posting sexy pictures and like getting a bunch of retweets than like going to the strip club and getting sexually assaulted 5 times a night to make your rent. Like, I feel like the OnlyFans shit glamorizes it so much. Like,
100%. At a
as
young
much-
age too.
Yeah.
Like, it's like girls that have like a huge following and like you said, like they just, oh, I'm gonna make an OnlyFans now, and like obviously it, you know, it goes
Boom, 24K.
Yeah. Yeah.
that, and that's so different to the strip club. Like, I've been dancing for 8 years. I moved states last year. I moved clubs, and like I was the new bitch, and like
They're not nice.
yeah. Oh no. Like, I still knew what I was doing, but it's like you have to build your regulars, and there's so much more. It's just so much more dangerous, and also you fucking. I am so injured because of dancing. Like, it's people see you do OnlyFans and they're like, "Oh, that's so fun and sexy," but I had a really bad night at the strip club. This man tried to finger fuck me, and I made $20. Like, no one wants to hear about that. They only want to hear about the, oh yeah, I bought a Tesla with my OnlyFans money. If I said I bought a fucking dick, no one would say that. Like, if I was like, yeah, like I've become a full-time escort and like I've sucked so much dick that I can get a Tesla, the like reception would be so different.
And like they really paint that idea that that's how easy it is. They really do. And it's not even close to that. Like, you literally, like, some of us have worked almost a year to even like cross a certain line, and to have people just be like, jump on OnlyFans, here's your chance. Like, no, bitch, no.
Yeah. Like, it's easy to say that when you have like a giant following. And also, I feel like I've done sex work for
They do that for strippers too, though. Like, they try to paint the stigma that the stripper life is super easy, and it's way worse. It's worse than the normal.
Yeah, I always tell it like it is. I'm like, do you want chronic back pain? Do you want bad hips? Do you want bad knees? Do you want to get sexually assaulted? Do you want drinks? Do you want girls to beat you up and steal from you? Like, do you want your dad to assault you? Like, I've been held up at gunpoint. Like, my club got held up at gunpoint. Like, I've had fucking like all this shit. Like, it's so different. And I wish that more OnlyFans girls would, like, that are pure OnlyFans would like talk about that stuff and not be like, oh, sex work is so great, come over here, let's have a, because that's not reality for a lot. I have friends that I've danced with for years, and like one of my best friends has 10,000 followers on Twitter, and she's been doing OnlyFans for a couple years, and like she fucking hates it too. We're all like, I hate escorting, but I'd rather escort. Like, there's just
You get the money right then and there. You pay your bills right then and
Mhm.
there. You don't have to question if
Yeah.
they're going to pay you or not, because it sounds stupid, but it's honest work. You're getting what you pay for. Like, you're literally getting what you pay for. And
Yeah.
some people are good at. I stripped when I was younger. I was way smaller, and I stripped when I was younger, and I got jumped a few times. But at the same time, there were weekends where I would take home $5,000 that weekend from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Something was happening, whatever event wise, and all of the businessmen were in town, and you're making so much money, and they're fighting each other to steal it and to take your money, and they're taking your clothes. And so when you get off stage, you have no clothes to put back on, and you have no money because they stole it out of your locker. And they, like, I worked at some shady ass places for sure.
So I've spent most of my stripping career in Denver, and I'm not going to name names, but actually the reason I got super involved in the EDM community because I started dating an artist, and he came in and he started spending a lot of money on me. He came in like every day for a week and just gave me $1,000 so I wouldn't have to work. Eventually, I'm not going to work. You can just give me the money. But yeah, like girls, the waitress stole his credit card and then took a video of her masturbating and sent it to him.
Oh my gosh.
Before I quit working, me and him would go in there a lot because I love titties too, and he would give me like a girl.
Yeah.
It's fucking ruthless in there.
I have I have an interesting question. Like, it pertains to all this. Like, just like, why is there not more solidarity? Like, why can't you like? Is there nothing that you guys can do, or not necessarily you guys, but like, so you guys have like a lot of OnlyFans creators, and specifically you guys are well educated. You're intelligent. You understand the business. What's like the barriers to like unionizing and like protecting yourself from like getting shadow banned, getting yourself like more people like on your side overall, like just like lawmakers to help protect you guys from that kind of sort of thing from like businesses, and then also being able to like just being part of that then holds those shittier people accountable too. Like, I mean, if you're gonna be an asshole, we can talk to a union and then get you kicked out. Is there any way to get that like happening, or is there anything currently happening with that? I don't know.
They're past like have you've heard about like Censor and Foster, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, they're just passing more laws against
my
us.
DoorDash is here. I'm gonna put you on mute 1 second.
All right.
Sorry, 1 second.
That's cool.
Yeah, like as far as in person, like I feel like it would be a lot easier to unionize now because there's more of us on Twitter. You know, like most strippers I know also use Twitter. We've all had to do OnlyFans because of COVID.
Yeah.
No, people fucking hate us. Like cops, like the law, like they hate us. If I got murdered by a client, okay, no, I'm gonna tell you a story. This girl that worked at a club in Denver got fucking murdered by an ex-cop. And all of the headlines were just stripper murdered. Like, it's so impersonal.
It literally is.
They hate us.
And the sad part about that is the news title that would come out is a prostitute. A prostitute. And they would focus their news on the fact that she was a prostitute selling her body rather than this woman who's doing her job got murdered on the job. So the news totally twists sex. There's actually, I'm forgetting the name. There's actually a Netflix film that a mom, her daughter is a stripper and she goes missing, and all of the news it's just broadcast that she was this woman who put herself in the situation to be murdered, to be raped, to be all of these things, instead of holding the fucking murderer and rapist accountable for doing that. You know what I mean? So there's honestly, I don't really know any places that really would back up sex workers when something like that happens. And it's very unfortunate, and I think it really needs to change.
As of right now, the only state that I know that like any kind of sex work or prostitution is legal is Nevada
Yep.
currently. However, I'm from a different country, and most European countries it is legal. So it is hard because I know sex workers in different countries who make so much money and they just have no attachment to whatever it is they're doing. It's just simply business.
It's their job. You just go
transactions.
in, you finish your shift, and you get paid for it.
Right.
Mhm.
Some of them do like 20 guys a day, 25 to 30 guys today. And it sounds bad from the people who have never experienced that, but for them, they're tested
That's so
frequently.
normal.
They're
I'm in-
right. They're clean about it. You get tested before they do anything. They have to know you. There's a specific amount of time. There's, they're very like very different about how they go in different countries, and it's crazy that only one state here allows that because there's so many states that are acting in those specific manners and could be protected by specific laws, like the same as Las Vegas is with their laws with the Sky Ranch and a couple of other ranches that are there in that very specific area that prostitution is legal for them and then the thing is, like, people are paying to watch you do porn, so what the fuck is the difference in OnlyFans? You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Literally,
Yeah.
it's so stupid. Laws are so dumb.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I wish there was a way, like, just like a clearer path for me to like, this is what I, like, because you never see it in any legislation. Nobody ever talks about this. It's always anti. It's always like a negative effect.
Yeah.
There's never like pro, like because that's what I would vote for. Like, whatever's pro like sex work, that's what I want to vote for. I want to.
Pro
I don't-
mind your business.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is like, yeah, Twitter needs an age verification of you not safe for work accounts. And that's the other thing too is like these platforms, especially the discovery platforms like Twitter and Instagram, all that stuff, and obviously like Pornhub and even those things, like they don't do a good job of policing, and they don't want to police the work. So they just thought whatever the easiest is just like get them off the platform instead of actually putting the work. And it's like, which is also, it comes back to the same thing with business. It's like, you guys are so powerful marketers, and you guys know, all three of you put in work every day, and you're good at what you do to acquire customers in business. And to throw that kind of power away just because you are lazy seems really weird. Like, you guys could push anything. If you guys came together, you could probably push anything you wanted to, like in reality. Like,
Parenting for sure can.
yeah.
Hit me up. Let's get it done. Honestly, I think it's super important. And again, it's just like as many people as you can get to band together. Because the more people I reach to, the more people they reach out to, and then they reach out to. And it's honestly just like this continuous line, but somebody has to start it.
Yeah.
So honestly, like, I think that would be a super freaking dope thing to get rolling.
I agree.
I think
Yeah,
I
let's
would
see where
agree.
that could go.
I agree, but I think at the same time it would limit the people that are using the platform because
Absolutely.
there are so many identities
Yeah.
that are.
Mhm.
It isn't just us. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not just
Yeah,
women.
for sure.
It's men. It's transgender. It's non-conforming.
Mhm.
It's non-binary. I mean, and it's hard because as much as we want to restrict who's doing what to protect ourselves, there's people that can't protect themselves because laws are totally against their existence. So they have to only get their money online.
Yep.
That's the only way they can do it. So if we have to conform to specific rules, it limits how many people can do that. And for us as sex workers, it's hard for us to be okay with agreeing to conforming to this idea where we have to do this, this, and this to get our money because our identity is solely in the difference in each other. Like, we're so different. That's where our identities are the best because yes, Carrington does this, this, and this, but like Kiki does this, this, and this, and you do this, this, and this, and he does this, this, and they, and you know, it's like, how could we find a matching set of rules besides
We
the
can't.
conditions
Yeah.
and terms?
Right. It's incredibly difficult, and that process would take so long. But the thing is, it's like, I don't know, something has to happen to protect you guys from our government and from businesses taking advantage of you or pushing you down because they can, and there's no legislation to protect you. I think it's super fucked up. There's got to be a way. right? Like,
Well, what I will say though is that OnlyFans provides a W-2 for us, so
That's
we
great.
can
That
still
is
file
amazing.
taxes. So we are still kind of protected in that manner, but we'd have to really recognize every single transaction. And like I said, for most of us, I don't use one; I use 11.
Yeah.
So like I have
Yeah.
to find 11 different ways to pay taxes.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. Holy fuck. I never even thought
Yeah.
about that.
It sucks. It sucks. My accountant's like, bitch, I can't take any more receipts. I can't.
Your accountant's probably happy because they know they have job security. That's pretty much it.
No, yeah, and I'm very grateful for my family to have like a sole accountant that has. And my grandma's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm an accountant." You know, so it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I bet. So we're getting towards the end. Do you guys have any final thoughts? We'll go like around in the corner, and then chat wants to shotgun a White Claw for old times. Like, I don't have one.
That's why I started laughing.
Yeah, I tried. There was like I saw that it was like a really serious time, and I was like, okay, I gotta keep it together because this is
I
fucking.
started laughing and I was like, "Oh my god, focus, bitch!" But I did read it and it was hilarious.
I don't have White Claws. Y'all should have told us. I would have went to. The
I would have
gas
bought.
station
I would
and
have bought one. I didn't even think about it. I was, I should have.
Oh, so I have no idea.
I'll
That's
take
right.
a
I have
shot.
vodka. I'll chug. Yeah, I'll chug some vodka with y'all.
Fuck
You
yeah,
can
I'll chug
you can chug some
tequila.
water. I know you're not drinking, so we can do that. I'm down for that too.
Cheers.
Grant, it's okay.
Do we lie to Twitch like that? I didn't know we had White Claw. I know we had that weird seltzer shit. I didn't know we had White Claws.
What do you?
Aberdabber is my girlfriend. She said we have White Claws. Apparently we have hidden White Claws in the fridge. I don't know.
Lying on the street.
I'm not lying. We literally just had this argument. We went to go get groceries, and she was like, "You never ate any of the healthy shit." I was like, "I'm too tall. I can't see in there to see that shit. Like I didn't see it. I didn't know it was there."
I am dead.
We have mini claws. Claw time. I'll go grab one just for the stream for the sake of it. But I'm not.
Carrington,
Hell
we're
yeah.
cheating because you and I shotgun all the time. You look like an asshole.
all the time. I know. Now this one time, I'm like, well.
I feel like I was one of those first people to see your White Claw thing, and I was like, I love her. I have to love her. Like I have to.
Honestly, it really did bring me
You
the
said,
best
Cheap,
fucking
cheap,
friends.
cheap, cheap, cheap.
I gotta see.
I just remember Sullivan King posted on his Instagram like 2 days later after that. And he was like,
Yeah,
I'm
this
so
is it.
fucking sick of hearing about White Claws. He's like, I drink Corona. And I was like, well, Sullivan King fucking hates me. What do I do?
He's like, fuck my life. That's amazing though. This year has been so fucked, y'all. I can't wait till we get back to normal.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys all in person. I'm really excited for all that shit. Obviously, you
Oh
guys.
my god, for sure.
I swear I'm much more fun than I look online. I take everything serious online because I have to protect my brothers and sisters, but
I
I
get it.
promise I'm a good
Mhm.
time.
No, I get it. And I feel that sometimes like we're in a obviously weird time on the internet as well. Like not just like social. It's just like there's a. I don't want to be like obviously like hyperbolic about it, but like we are really in a very interesting time socially, and this is why like I wanted to do a show like this where it's like we talk to each other every day and we don't even really realize like
Yeah.
and you can like we literally talk to each other every day, so we are showing all of the parts of ourselves even if we are not aware of it. And so to touch somebody every day means to hold them accountable, and some
Right.
people just are not used to that kind of interaction daily because that's not how they interact in their smaller spheres of life. So they get so it's obviously very difficult and it's new. And I think all of it's important, like being kind as well as being a pain in the ass, because you have to be both in order to grow. And I think that's super interesting. And like that's one of the reasons why I want to do this too, is like obviously I know you guys from the words you put on the screen, but seeing your mannerisms and how you talk and where your heart is and the longer explanations of things, it's all different. So it's really important. But anyway, like I'll cheers to you guys. I have a White Claw. We do have White Claws.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers!
Thank you very much. To EDM Twitter and to connections with you guys, thank you very much.
Woo! I can't wait to meet you
Absolutely.
guys. Cheers.
Cheers. I have like a really long lens. This takes forever for me to get to you guys. So there we go.
I just wanted to say Thank you for letting me be on. This is so random. Like literally so random, but cool that people trusted me enough to give my information on my small part of my platform. I know you guys have bigger ones. So it's cool to just be invited in the conversation when I am newer, but also have learned a lot in such a short time. To be able to share my experience is so different than you guys, and it's cool to be able to sit down and have a conversation without judgment, because I think a lot of our sex workers do, they say they want to help, but they put this
They don't.
wall up where they're like, why would you want to know this? Are you going to copy me? And so it's cool to be able to just
You know
sit
what
down
annoys
and be
me?
like,
The people that don't share the sauce, that means they don't have any sauce. They're trash. And that's
Yeah.
and people need to know that.
literally. That's so true though. But yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Of course, yeah, it was great. I saw I saw you were tied with somebody else as far as votes, and you had a far more unique perspective. And I won't lie, like I will do that often. Where if I see a perspective that I feel like is really needed, I really wanted to hear what you had to say. That's another. I think this show's a little bit selfish as well. It's like I don't know anything about any of your lives. Like I really want to know, like how this works because I'm not even close. You know what I mean? Like we connect a little bit. Like we all understand that there's business and content creation and what that means. But like that's where I connect with you. Like, so, but at the same time, it's like it's completely different worlds. And I would not only just want to empathize. I want to know what your life is like. I think it's important if we to grow a stronger community. So thank you guys. You guys are really important to me. That not only did you support this show, you also supported me. And so thank you very much.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, no, definitely thank you so much for having, because like a lot of people, even people who aren't interested in getting into sex work themselves, want to know like who are these women behind their naked photos? You know what I mean? Like how do they think and work, and how much work do they put into it? Because people really don't realize how much each one of us does on a different scale, but on a daily basis. And so being able to talk with you and with y'all and be able to share that, I think it's so important. And it's probably, honestly, this will probably open up a lot of people's eyes to like what really goes into this and how like freaking real, for sure. And if you're watching this and you're thinking about sex work, especially from this experience, talk to as many sex workers as possible before you get into this, so that you can really have an understanding if this is a line of work you're not only ready to be in, but if you want to put yourself all in.
Exactly.
Before, and you have to realize everything
it's not easy.
It's not, yeah. Yeah, so like I think it's super important, and I'm sure with you too as well. I will put myself out there, and if anyone does want to talk about it, I will share all of my tips, everything I've done. I give out free trials to people thinking about sex work, just so they can see what I really do on a daily basis.
Yeah, you're a badass.
I just you too, baby, you too. And I just think, I think it's super important, and I really appreciate you giving us this platform to share that even further.
Yeah, for real.
You're welcome. Yeah. Anything you want to add in, Rosie?
Yeah, it's cool to have like a different perspective talking about like the in-person, because I feel like OnlyFans is everywhere, and like no one knows what you do on OnlyFans either, but no one hears about the dark side of stripping, escorting, like that.
Yep.
You see pictures of girls coming home from the strip club with like, I post those pictures too with money, like we all do it. It's fun, but I don't post a picture of me crying in the back when you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
She's like, the going gets tough, but I'm still going, bitch.
Steal a shot. I got this. It's cool. It's cool. It was fun. It wasn't like.
Well, thank you guys. This is the end of the show. I appreciate you again. If you guys ever go plug, you guys have anything to plug at the end before I turn it off? Any plugs at all?
OnlyFans, Dami Kiki. Keep the freak on Twitter.
OnlyFans. Literally, yeah. Honestly, my OnlyFans is my ish. It's OnlyFans youtube.com/cars_content. And of course, listen to my boyfriend's music, Nick Martinez. Love you guys.
Anything you got, Rosie? You good?
I'm taking a break from OnlyFans right now, so I'm not gonna plug it.
Dope. All right, cool. Have a good night.
But support her.
But support each other. Take care of each other. This community is really important. Take care of your sex workers. Take care of all your workers. That includes if you are a content creator, start thinking about other people. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Bye. Love y'all.